this computer. Okay, I think it's recording now.
Yep.
Okay, so I had 2 days worth of information and I tried to put stuff together that would be good for new coaches, but also coaches going for 2-star, 5-star and elite kind of thing. So I kind of combined what I could. I'll have to do like separate trainings on other topics because it's just too much. Like I can't fit in 2 days into an hour. But I tried my best. So that being said, don't get overwhelmed by all the things. Just take notes. And then what we always do going into live events is like you take it all in, and then at the end you pick the 2 things that you can actually start to apply and like take action on, and then you can always come back to your notes and like pick 2 other things, and you just kind of have to gauge it where you're at essentially. So NLC, just so people who don't know, it's called New Leadership Conference. You can only earn it once, and they put you up in a nice hotel, usually in California, and tour corporate and stuff. This year's gonna be in Vegas. And you just hear from corporate people, like we heard from Carl and the guy in charge of compliance and the guy in charge of like compensation plan, that kind of stuff. And then you also hear from top coaches, and it's geared towards where you're at. So it's geared towards being one of the star diamond coaches, like going for these bigger goals. And it's all about leadership. So you'll notice that there's a theme here. Woohoo, hi Celine. I have chat pulled up, by the way. I pulled up all the things so I can see if people arrive or if you guys are typing, so feel free to type. Okay, so New Leadership Conference, I've wanted it forever, and it was so sad that it wasn't live this year, but that's okay, I'm over it. And Carl kind of was just like, this sucks, but now you have that much more fuel to get to the leadership event in fall. And I was like, you're right. Because now I just want to go even more to that event. So anyhow, moving on. So Carl started us off, and I feel like these are important to include in this presentation for all of you guys. So he kicked off NLC with his top tips for 2021 leaders. So he was like, if you want to start showing up as a leader, these are like my 10 tips for you. And his definition of a leader is someone who is here for the long run. So someone who is here to get people results, help people, because you know Carl, he like really drives home that we're not selling things, we're helping people get results, and it's a ripple effect. So when you help someone, they want to help someone, and they want to help someone, because we found something that works, and we found a community that like thrives on growth and positive reinforcement and lifting each other up. So as a leader, that's someone who's here for the long run to help their customers get results, and also help their customers become coaches and help them get results and build a beautiful community, essentially. So tip number 1. So these tips, by the way, lead into helping coaches and challengers. So all these tips kind of go for both. So if you're a brand new coach, these tips will help you help your challengers. And if you're striving for 5-star elite, these will help you help your coaches. And vice versa. So number 1, work harder than what you would ask anyone else to work. So this works in a bod group, for example, in your challenge group. You should be showing up how you want the perfect challenger to show up. So you got your sweaty selfies in there, you're talking about products, you're sharing results, sharing your struggles, sharing how you overcame those things. You're pouring into your bod group just like you would want your star challenger to. As a coach, you're posting, you're inviting, you're always sharing, you're always growing, you're always rebuilding, you're resourceful, you're eager to learn. Think about all the things that you would want to sign up a coach as, and you better be showing up as those things, because you're going to attract what you're putting out there. People do what you do. So if you're like, oh, my new coaches aren't posting their workout clips, my new coaches aren't sending out invites, and my new coaches aren't doing this, are you? Like, are you showing them how to do that consistently? Because that's what a leader does, is lead by example. So work harder than you would want anyone else to work. You should be the hardest working person on your team, and then your team will level up to you. The next one, communicate. So we have to start communicating, and by we, I mean me. We have to start communicating with our team what our goals are. And my whole thing is like, I've never wanted to say like, I want to be a 5-star elite coach, because I look at it not like a selfish goal, but kind of like I've always had shame around it. Like, I'll do me, you do you. Like, I always just want to help you guys, and I don't want to voice what I'm doing, because I feel like even though you're a part of it, it's just always had like a yucky feeling to me. So I just don't talk about it. but he really reframed my mind about it. And like hitting 5-star isn't a me goal, it actually is a you goal, because it's not like I'm hitting 5-star, it's like I'm helping 5 people crush their goals. Like it was just an interesting way of reframing it. But he said, start like communicating your goals with the team and make sure they know what their role is in that. And don't even just tell them what their role is. Like, Shanique, you have to be a diamond. You have to describe what they need to do and like keep describing it as you work through the process. So here's what you have to do this month. Like sign up a person, get your first paycheck. Like, okay, you've done that. Now your job is to sign up 2 more people and like build your business to this, start earning team cycle bonuses. Like you have to make it about your team because it is about your team. So don't just say, I want to hit 5-star, you better be a diamond. It's like, no, I want to hit 5-star because I want you to hit diamond, because it will change your life. It will change your income. It will change like your leadership skills, your perception of things. So it's kind of like twisting it and making sure that you have a detailed vision of what they do, like what your team's doing, including those vital behaviors, to really make it like almost like that road to elite path to get there. So number 2 is communicate. Number 3 is then motivate. So we all know this. I love this picture of Tiff. It'll forever be a PD picture, which she already knows. But it's your job to be motivated. So it's not about sales, it's about helping people. But you can't help people if you're not feeling it, right? Like we all have those days where you're just in a slump and you don't have any content on your social media. That's because you're not motivated. So we as leaders, against leadership, we as leaders have to make sure it's our job to stay motivated. So we have to make sure we're reading the personal development, we're hopping on team calls, we're listening to the national wake-up call, we're doing all those things that motivate us, because our team is going to hit lows too. In fact, they're going to hit more lows than we do because they've seen less success. So we have to be able to maintain motivation, maintain that vision for them, and remind them of like their mission, their why, remind them that they're in this for the long haul. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's like you grow gradually and get better gradually and things take off gradually. But it's something that we just have to keep in the back of our minds. Like remember all those times when you were a new coach and you were going to quit because someone said no to you, or the times that you were going to quit because you were at Success Club 0 and it was the 20th of the month, things like that. So we have to like remember those times and remind our challenger or our coaches that like that happens to us too. And again, as a new coach, this works for your challengers. We have to keep them motivated. Think about when you started your fitness program, you rocked the first week and a half, and then you're like, ooh, I'm busy today, I might skip this day. And then you like that feeling of I want to quit. So remind them of those things too. Because just like coaches, highs and lows, like your challengers will have highs and lows as well. Maybe they'll finish their first program, start their second program, and it's not autumn. This is my story. It's not autumn, and they're like, I don't know if I'm feeling this, but I only like autumn. You have to be there to motivate them to keep going. All right, organized. Leaders are organized, and I think this is kind of interesting because I'm organized, but not as organized as I could be. So keep track of who's on your team, their why, what they want, things like that, because the more you know about your coaches, the more you can keep them engaged and on track. And I know like Britt had me like type out my goals multiple times, and I was like, I want to make an income so I can work half time and be home with my kids. Like she would have to remind me of those sometimes, right? Because sometimes in the moment you forget and you're like, I'm happy just working like everyone else 9 to 5. I'm happy counting my pennies. Like I'm fine. I'm doing good. There's people, they're doing worse. Like people get into that mindset instead of like that growth mindset where it's like, we could, like they get complacent, right? And they're okay with that. It's that comfort zone thing. We're happy in our comfort zone, but nothing grows there, right? So keep track of who's on your team and their why. Same with your challengers, especially if you're a new coach, you've only got like a couple of them. So you might as well like be right in their corner and know what they want and help them get there to the best of your ability and take notes. So however you want to do that. I know some of you use like a digital Excel sheet kind of thing to keep notes. Some of you are paper pencil to keep notes, but find your own organization system so that every time you went to go to talk to someone, you know when you last talked, what it was about, what their goals were, just to keep yourself organized to help them better. And also in organize is have a duplicatable system for new coaches. And this is like a training of some kind. So you can use the training that like Morgan and Kirsten and Virginia put together. You can use the training emails that I send out, just like copy them and use them for yourself. You can make your own little videos, but have a system so that new coaches can do it and their coaches can do it. So you don't want it to be unattainable, like something that they can't do because you just did it. You want it to be something that is duplicatable that others can use as well, maybe not necessarily with your branding on it, something that they're more likely to use, if that makes sense. And that seems easy. So duplicatable systems, and that could be as a team you host events on a weekly basis, or as a team you have like what is coaching sneak peeks, something where yeah, like your downline can all do it and feel successful. Confidence. All right, he harped on confidence a lot, not just in number 5, but just overall throughout the conference. And confidence is not feeling fear. It's kind of like courage, right? Like you feel the fear, you do it anyways. And he was very bold about saying that fear loves time. So the more you guys delay action is where fear breeds, gets worse, gets bigger. Kind of goes back to his old donuts thing, like first thing in the morning, 5 donuts, like send out those 5 invites, get them done. And then the rest of your day, you're not afraid to do it. You're not procrastinating it. But fear loves time. So the more you delay things, like fear loves that. Be confident to hear no, because the more you hear no, the more you hear yes. And that goes back to Carl's like 100 no challenge, right? And you can track that, track how many yeses you get per no. And then that will drive you to get no's. So for example, if you send out 10 invites and get 1 yes, 9 no's, now you know you have to get 9 no's before you hear a yes. And so you're like, okay, that person said no, that's 1 off the list. Another person said no, and you're that much closer to getting to the yes. But you just have to feel confident in those no's. And know that they're not always like, no, I'm not interested. It might be, no, I need more information, but I don't know how to ask. Or no, but I don't really understand what you're doing. So I'm just going to say, no, I don't need, like, no, thank you. Like, I'm good, because I don't really know what you're doing. I don't want to, like, I'm not comfortable to get more information. So he said those no's aren't necessarily like, no, I'm never joining you. That's why they keep following you. They just say no because they need more time, more information. They need to hear you publicly talk about some of their objections because they're not going to ask. And then again, we've seen this over and over again. Someone signs up 5 months later who ghosted you before, right? So feel confident in those no's. It's not anything that you should be worried about. Coaches, if they lack confidence, and challengers, if they lack confidence, aren't going to go anywhere. So if you sign up a new coach who's not confident in their abilities, they're not going to do anything with coaching. If you sign up a new challenger who's not confident that they can press play every day, they're not going to do it. So as a leader, it's our job to instill confidence, not only in ourselves to maintain it, but to instill it in others. And that's like with recognition. Recognize what they do right. Shout them out in your bod groups if you see them work out a couple days in a row, and things like that. Like really try to get into the recognition part of it, especially with new coaches. Like, oh my God, you were on your story live. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I saw you post your first workout clip. Make sure you're tracking these things, which takes me into, that's actually a second. Nope, that's the next one. Okay, analyze. So after you're like putting some things into practice, make sure that you're looking at what worked and what didn't work. So if you've sent out an invite 50 times and no one has said yes, make sure you're analyzing your invite and look at maybe what invites you've sent in the past that were different and successful. Because we're always changing, which is good, but we want to make sure that we're also analyzing what we're doing to see what worked, what didn't work. Same with coach sneak peeks. Maybe you did one, like different versions of them, see which one worked the best and go back to that. So don't just try new things for trying new things. Make sure you're analyzing what works, what didn't work, and that kind of thing, and ask for feedback too. Be like, what did you like about our presentation today that made you sign up as a coach? Like that kind of thing. Like make sure you're like analyzing and getting feedback, and then share what's working and what's not working with your team. So when we have team calls or like coaching and coffees, like we should start incorporating a time where it's like, hey, what's working for you today as a group and what hasn't been working for you? And then you can share about each other's experiences, learn from each other, and proceed with confidence. So that's something that we'll start to incorporate more, is just like that. What's working, what's not working, and then how can we work together to like help everyone. Creativity. So another tip for a 2021 leader is that they're creative. Define who you are, because you shouldn't be trying to be another coach, because we are all our own independent human beings. You can be inspired from your team and learn from them, but ultimately make it your own. Recognize creativity as a coach to build confidence in people. So when they are being creative, recognize that and be like, frick, I love it. Like Tiff's PD post. But recognize those creativity aspects and be proof the products work in your own way. So yeah, we all have our own success stories with the products. So make sure that you're sharing like your reason why you have them, and showing them in your own light, right? And how they fit into your life. Not like about the product in general, but like why that works for you. So you shouldn't just say like, drinking my shake, it's made of all these good things. It should be like, but why? Like, why are you drinking that shake made of all the good things? Because my why will be different than Janique's, which will be different than Kim's, which will be different than, like, we all have our own reason behind why we love the products. And that's what you should be focusing on, as opposed to like what the product is, but like why it works for you. Because again, that's that relatable part, that storytelling part that we want to get to. And then lastly here, creativity, get inspired by others on social media. So if you follow Holly Hellier, I'm just going to use her because I started creeping her yesterday. If you follow Kate Schultz, if you follow whoever, like a top coach that you like, get inspired by them and feel free to use what they're doing, but make it your own, because that's going to instill confidence, build on your creativity, and that is a-okay. And a lot of coaches do it. It's funny, when we're watching the trainings, like a lot of coaches like see what people they're following. They might not even be coaches. They could be like some other random person who's not a coach, but you like just see what you like about their feed, what you like that they're saying. I know Kirsten did a training that I tagged a lot of you in on how she'll follow like authors like Mel Robbins or Lori Harder, and she'll take what they've written and like use some of it, but then make it all about her, right? So you can take a quote and then write what that means to you. So get inspired by the gurus, get inspired by the top coaches, get inspired by your favorite authors, take a Rachel Hollis quote and like really reflect on that. And that's your post, that's your value. That's how you're like providing people with something that they want to learn, and that makes you look like a PD guru too, because people are like, how do you think of this stuff? And you're just inspired and then run with it. Yeah, and same with what Tiff just said. Like, I also have a collection on Instagram, highly recommend it. Mine's called Storytelling Inspo, but you just flag things and then plop it into your inspo collection, so that when you do need to make a post or you're dressed up for the day and want to take pictures or whatever, you can like look back and see what kind of content you want to create. Yeah, so when I'm starting to make a post in the future, exactly. Positivity. So leaders in 2021 are positive. When things don't go your way, it's easy to spiral into negativity. And you're not going to go far if you're dwelling on what's going wrong. And we all know that. Again, it's January 27th and you're at Success Club Zero. It's easy to be like, I suck, coaching's not for me, like, screw this month, I'll do better next month. That is not what a leader would do. So you stay positive, focus on being positive, and it's solution-based thinking. And you have to do that for you and for your coaches, because your coaches are going to come to you and be like, I'm in a funk, this month isn't my month, or I'm doing all this and it's not working. So you have to be that positive light that's like, okay, let's find a solution. Like, let's get out of that. And one of the coaches was like, are you feeling stuck? You're a leader, go get unstuck. Like, she was like, no sympathy whatsoever. Like, feeling stuck, go get unstuck, because that's your job. Go read a book, go listen to the National Wake Up Call, go send out some invites, like apply something you've learned, like get unstuck. You're not allowed to make excuses and sit there. So interesting, like, I loved her perspective in general. So that's why I said no excuses. That was my reminder there. And as a leader too, you can call people out for being negative. And they said it's uncomfortable, but that's also what leadership is too. So if you have someone in your challenge group being negative, if you have a coach being negative, like, you can call them out and say, like, this isn't serving you. It's not serving the group. Like, we have to find a solution for this because it's not serving anyone to be negative right now. So there's that. Number 9, expertise. And this is very Carl, right? Like, study the products to understand it. Like, why is Shakeology the best? Why is our Greens Boost the best? Why are our beach bars the best? Like, if you don't know these things, like, have a general understanding, and you don't need to be a nutrition expert or a fitness expert. Like, we have those, but you do need to know what you're talking about. So if someone says, why are beach bars good? I eat Cliff Bars. At least have like something there that's like, have you looked at the ratio between fiber, sugar, protein? Nothing beats the beach bar. Like, the Cliff Bar's full of sugar, go for it, have fun. Lara Bar too. Like, all of these like go-to bars, like, know why ours was made, because it was made as a healthy alternative to the healthy alternative. So know those things. Greens Boost, I don't need you to know every ingredient that's in there, but if you can like have a general idea of what it is. Same with our collagen, like, have a general idea, because you will get questions and you can Google it, but it's just, you'll be that much more confident right off the bat if you're using these products and able to talk about them. And there is I'll do a separate video on it, but they have like a new training session or a training section in the office about nutrition products, but I'll just have to lead that through an actual video later. And then as a leader too, teach people where to find the answers and know that knowledge brings confidence. And it's so true. When I was a newer coach and people would be like, oh, I'm not a shake person. Like, do I need to get shakes? Or I already have a protein powder. I don't want Shakeology. And I'd be like, okay, because like, you don't know any better to be like, no, that's stupid, you're wrong. Like, don't say it like that. But now I have like an argument that's like, actually, like, Shakeology is not a protein powder. Like, there's lots of protein in it, but it's actually a dense nutrition powder. Or people will say like, I'm not interested in a weight loss shake. And I'm like, actually, Shakeo's not a weight loss shake. It's a dense nutrition powder that only has aids in weight loss. Because when you're actually filling all the gaps of the nutrients that you're not getting in your day, you're not craving all those bad things because your body's happy. Like, your body's like full of all the things it needs. But if you like, you have to research those things to feel confident, right? And that even comes with just watching calls about it. Like, there are some like nutrition gurus who put YouTube videos out there on Shakeco. And there's actually one that was just posted somewhere, Success Clubbers maybe, about Shakeco. Like, watch those things to get more comfortable and confident, because knowledge brings confidence. And once you like use the products, talk about the products, you're gonna have more people on those products and seeing success. Tiffany, in the performance package book, you get with every order, they have comparisons. So hydrate compared to Gatorade, why it's better, tips, statistics, exactly. And actually in February, they just launched a brand new, this is just a good to know thing. You know that like nutrition guide that comes with every single package? They just revamped that. So it'll be a brand new one for whatever you guys order next. They have a brand new nutrition guide coming out. It looks very pretty.
For the hydrate, Sam,
Yeah.
when I first got it, Curtis was like, this is like, that was a waste of money. You don't need that. And then he looked at the book and he was like, oh, that's actually good. That's actually a great way to get your electrolytes. That is better than Gatorade. And I was like, I know, I was trying to tell you that. It's cool that they have those little information things in there, because I didn't realize.
Yeah, I love my hydrate. I love me some hydrate. It's like literally you down my whole like Shakeco bottle in like a second, where it would take me like so long to drink that much water in normal life. Oh, on a random tangent. Some bevies. I don't know if you guys can even see me. I'm probably on the top somewhere. But I got some bevies from just in our NLC pack, because they're trying to get them in Canada. They should have been in Canada by now, but with COVID, it slowed it down, something like that. Anyways, I didn't think I would care for them. Like, I was pretty impartial. I was like, I don't really care about bevies, like if we get them or not. Like, they're a tea thing, and I'm like, meh. But they're actually so good. I only had the pomegranate one. I had it yesterday. And so basically, guys, they're like a little fiber pack to add to your water. And there's lemon, which is this one. I haven't tried it yet, and then the pomegranate one. And it was so good. It tasted like I expected, like one of those tea sticks that I used to buy as a kid that you'd like dump in your water bottles. I don't know if you guys remember those, but like in high school, that was like my jam. And so I expect it to be tea-like, but it's more hydrate, energize, like it has more flavor as if it was one of those supplements, but there's not it's like very low caffeine. It's mostly for a fiber additive before meals. But anyways, it was very good. So when they do come to Canada, highly recommend now, as opposed to before where I was like, meh. Now I'm like, those are good. I want them in my life. Because again, I drink my water so fast. But it was like a good alternative to just piling my body full of electrolytes with hydration. Okay, his final two, I finished that one, right? No, I didn't. Oh, feedback. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. Okay, so your team needs feedback. Schedule time to let your coaches know how they're doing. So do like a social media audit for your coaches every once in a while. Write it into your whatever planner you use. Be like, Tuesdays, I'm going to check up on all my coaches because they need feedback. So let them know about their posts. Like if you've enjoyed a post, like a post, or even as they're posting, you can provide feedback too. But he just wants to make sure that it's actually scheduled in there so don't forget about someone or go a month without it. But let them know how their posts are doing, their stories, their invites, ask them about what their invites are. Let them know how they're doing consistency wise, because we all know that top coaches are consistent on a day-to-day basis. Check to see if they're improving. So after you give them feedback, again, that organization part, take notes, be like, okay, I last did a check on Mallory's social media and I let her know that whatever. And then next week, go back and see if she's shown improvement. And that's not on her. Like if she hasn't, be like, okay, next steps, like just try to help them make improvements week to week. Because yeah, the more you're providing that feedback and seeing growth, the faster they just take off as a coach, right? And then see how their activities align with their why, vision, and goals. So again, knowing what their why is, I could be like, I'm gonna make up a person. Hey, Karen, I know that you wanna stay home with your kids, but if you're only showing up 5 days a week and you've only posted one workout clip this week, like that's not what's gonna get you there. Like we have to like increase your consistency and like whatever. But use their goals to help like align with that. Okay, now I'm at his top 2 tips here. So he summarized all of that into, if you want to be a 5-star elite coach, work harder, have confidence. So those were his 2 things. He's like, if you take away anything from all those tips, if you want to do it, work harder, be confident. And that's kind of how he left it. Because he said those are the 2 things that underwrite everything else. And I laughed because when I was trying to find pictures for these, I couldn't find Brett's 5-star and I couldn't, we have delayed pictures here. So Brett, I'm sorry, because you don't have a 5-star picture. Anyways. Okay, where am I? All right, another one of the workshops I just wanted to quickly highlight on was switching to like how to build a diamond culture. Because right now in the business, diamond is like the be all end all, that's the big goal, but it's not. And we have to shift that as a company. So diamond's not the big goal, 2-stars the big goal. So we have to make diamond less scary. Like it's 12 people. It's very possible to do in a few months. It's not like once I hit diamond, I can coast and I'm good. And like, because like when I looked at diamond coaches, I was like, I just have to get to diamond and then I'll be good. And it's like, no, like diamond is like a big step in leadership, but 2-star is actually where it's at. 2-star is when you get quarterly bonuses of a significant value. 2-star is when you get to sign up a second CBC and like generate volume on yourself and really like maximize the compensation plan. Like 2-star is when you're recognized for things like the leadership event, when they put you up in hotels and like treat you like royalty and send you stuff. Like 2-star is where you want to be. So benchmarks of success. So when you sign someone up who has big goals, like when you sign up a coach who like actually wants to do the business and they're like, my goal is to stay at home with my kid and make a decent income every month. And you're like, okay, you're a runner. We can do that 100%. But you can't do these goals with someone who's like, maybe I'll sign someone up, maybe I won't. Like, you know, like the hobby coaches, like every once in a while, like that's not who you run with off the bat. You can try, but they're gonna need more time. But for your people with big goals, here's their benchmarks of success to get there in a 90-day kind of thing, like 3 months and hit where they want to go to get to diamond. So Success Club 10 every month. is one of the benchmarks. Emerald in 30 days, and then everyone in training was like, cough, cough, 2 days. It was funny. But anyways, Emerald in 30 days, and then Diamond within 90. So any runners that you sign up, they shouldn't know any different. So as soon as they become a coach, and as soon as they express that their vision is something big, that you're like, okay, cool. Like you know, like the fun coaches you sign up because you're like, sick, let's do this. Success Club 10 every month, Emerald in 30 days, Diamond in 90. But you can't just tell them those. You have to actually introduce systems to help them get there. So as a team, if we had monthly Diamond push groups, this is what would take place in that group. So Mondays, you always post the National Wake Up Call and be like, okay, what's your big takeaway from the National Wake Up Call? Get them into the habit of listening to that podcast or watching it live. Tuesdays and Thursdays are live trainings. So again, as a team, we're having a Diamond push group. Tuesday, Thursdays, you're like, you divvy it up and we do trainings. And there are trainings that you would need as a new coach to know. So whether that's in the out invites, like things that they need to know. And I think I put it down here. Yeah. So the first week you talk about social media. The second week you talk about inviting. The third week you talk about recruiting challengers. And that fourth week in your Diamond Push month group, you get strategic with them. So you start to be like, okay, let's look at our legs and like learn how to like do that kind of stuff to strategize. So it's a 1 month Diamond Push. And again, it's this Diamond in 90 days. So if they don't make it there in the first month, who cares? Like they're not supposed to in a way, right? Like how many coaches, I mean, I can name some on our team who shattered Diamond in a month, but they're supposed to do it multiple times. So it's okay to go into multiple Diamond Push groups. Diamond is only 12 people. So simplifying it, when you have a web, I just recycled the ones I made for my girls, but when you have a web, it's only 12 people. And if you're signing up 5 a month, in theory, right, like that would equal out to those 3 months, give or take some time for your coaches to do the same, but that's that duplication thing. Elite builds your coaches, Diamond builds you. So teaching them about the road to elite, because that's what's going to get them to Diamond. Do you know what I mean? Because Diamond will help you, like that's a you goal, but if you have your eye on road to elite, now your diamonds will actually become diamonds because they're focused on other people, if that makes sense. So leading with the road to elite versus rank is also very important because it gets them to see the success in other people that they sign up instead of just their own success. Because Diamond is like, I'm hitting Diamond, I'm gonna have 2 emeralds, blah, 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 blah. Road to elite is every coach I sign up, I'm gonna help them get success right away. I'm gonna help them sign up their person. I'm gonna help them refer a friend. I'm gonna help them, like, it changes your mindset. So we wanna follow road to elite. Help coaches see success quickly. And then yeah, those are the month tips. So overall, it's just having a Diamond culture. So when you sign up, here's how you become Diamond, instead of when you sign up, like, yeah, we just wanna make sure that we're like setting them up for Diamond, knowing that 2 stars is their big goal. Oops, I have to move my screens. I can't read what I wrote. Everything's on my left. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm gonna delete participants now because I don't think anyone else is gonna join at this point. Okay, some final random tips. I just was like, again, this is 2 days I try to like put into one thing here. So reels are the real deal. Try a reel, get on board with reels. Reels are the real deal, and this is how people are getting new followers. So all the top coaches, if you're like, how do you get new people to follow you? Like, how do you increase your following? How do you get more eyes? It all comes down to reels. All of them said it. So reels are the real deal. Whatever you're watching, try to replicate it, especially in the beginning. Use viral sounds, like use the sounds of the music that's already trending. Use trends. So that's like, if her example was like, there's one where like the husband and wife do something and then like you would do that too. So anyways, my reel the other day, majority of people were random people. It was almost creepy. Yeah. So you're going to get new eyes on you. Recipes, tips, tricks. Like if you follow Alana, she did a waffle one the other day, like a waffle sandwich thing. Like even copying what Alana does and doing it yourself, right? Because in all of the world of the gram, your followers, like if you look at your followers, how many of them are following Alana? Probably like 2. So if you copied something Alana did and like made it your own, like people would like, do you know what I mean? Like you get a lot of eyes for that. But yeah, reels are the real deal. That's what they say, to experiment with it. Ask yourself with anything you post, not just reels, but would people want to share this? Would people want to tell a friend? Would people relate to this? That should kind of be like your self check before you post something. Be consistently you. So make your own schedule. So to make it easy, so the one coach that was talking, she has Friday favorites. So every Friday, she makes sure that she talks about her favorite something. It could be about clothes, it could be about kitchen gadgets, it could be about TV shows, but every Friday she makes sure she has a Friday favorites, because that ensures that people are just relating to her on a Friday, right? Every Sunday she does a transformation post. Every, yeah, like you can pick it for you, but it helps you stay consistent, and then you can like make sure that you're talking about coaching every week, you're talking about challenge groups every week, you're relating with people every week, you're showing your transformation every week, you're shouting out, oh, recognitions Thursday, shouting out your team or your boot campers, or like screenshotting from your challenge tracker app, or maybe, or your pod groups app, or maybe every Thursday you ask people like reflect on your week, and then you can screenshot those and share like your challengers wins, but make a little schedule for yourself that makes it you. To share. And if you're working, like maybe on like every Wednesday you do a work post of some kind, that kind of thing. But you can be consistently you, just to simplify the business too, and that way people know what to expect. Always give more than what you ask. So if you're constantly just inviting, it won't work. But if you provide a recipe, and then you provide a book recommendation, and then you show, like, just make sure that you're evening it out. Like, people are going to sign up with you if they already know the value that you provide. So don't keep all the value a mystery, because then they're like not so sure. Utilize all the tools IG gives you. We talk about that all the time. Like, put the stickers on there, do the polls, do the things. If Instagram's doing reels, do reels. If Instagram's like when IGTV came out, you made IGTVs. Just try to stay with the social media trends, because you'll get viewed more. And people do what you do, not what you tell them to do. We kind of talked about this. They had an exercise where you had to push your fingers together, and then it was Michael Neiman was like, put it to your forehead, now move it down to your chin, and he moved it to his ear, and like everyone moved it to their ear, and he's like, people do what you do, not what you say to do. Like, that was his point driven home. And so that was his thing: be your best customer, be your best coach, and people will follow suit. All right, I swear we're getting to the end, you guys. So much. Tiff, when I'm working my hardest, my coaches are working their hardest. Definitely. All right, so here's how to simplify the road to elite. So instead of a brand new coach signing on and you're like, watch this video, here's this graphic, here's your goal, road to elite. Simplify it. Step number 1 for any new challengers or any new coaches or yourself: introduce challenge packs. So that's basically Hit Success Club, right? So step number 1, introduce challenge packs. Sign some people up with challenge packs, get them started. Step number 2, help those people that just got a challenge pack achieve results. Okay, so the month goes on, you help them achieve results. Step number 3, convert some of those customers to coaches. You're gonna know who they are, like and you can ask, right? Publicly invite them to like your coaching group or whatever that month. But it's a natural transition. It was for me, because I signed up, and then it wasn't until I saw results with 21 Day Fix that I was like, I could help others do that too. So it's a natural transition that people who know and love the products will want to like share and help others get started with the products. So that's step 3. And then step 4, those customers who just became coaches, help them hit the ground running. You're a coach. Perfect. This week, let's get you signing someone up. This week, put them in your bod group. This week, learn how to like get them coaching right off the bat before you even give them training necessarily. Just get them coaching right off the bat. Yeah, new coaches from the very beginning. Yeah, I already kind of talked about this. I didn't see it because I had stuff down here, but should be opening up a bod group. So if they just signed up yesterday, be like, cool, you're a coach, go sign up or go create a bot group. So it gives them the experience of coaching without even having anyone to coach. It lets them play around with it. It inspires them to want to add people into their bot group. And Eventually when they have leads, so when they hit Emerald and they have free customers, when their leads go to BOD in groups, their groups are going to show there. Do you know what I mean? So if they're an Emerald coach and don't have a BOD group, now their leads can't even join a group or can't even like contact a coach, right? Because they're going to do it in the app. So make sure that they have a group, and they don't even have to use it. It could just be like a holding spot that they have that they don't even use. Make them a co-admin in your group. But when they are ready to fly, like when they do have 5 or 6 people, they already know how to do the group. It's already set up. It's easy transition. So that was another new thing. I like literally was on the training call and voice messaged Courtney. I don't know if she's on here right now, but I was like, Courtney, go open a BOD group. Anyways, so there's that. Okay, this is not to do with NLC at all. This is the Diamond Insider. So once you become a Diamond coach, you'll start to receive an email before the start of every month called the Diamond Insider. And it is an inside scoop of what's going on in February. I just thought this was a perfect opportunity to tell you guys since February is tomorrow. So for February to April, they're bringing back retention points. So if you've been around long enough to know, this is amazing. So for every person you sign up in February, if they continue their order into March, you get a Success Club point. So let's say Shanique signs up Julie in February, and Julie got Shakeology on February 2nd. On March 2nd, if that order of Shakeology goes through again, Shanique gets a Success Club point. So let's say it's Team Cup, Success Club, Shanique hits Success Club 20 in February, and 12 of those people get their order again in March. Shanique just ordered or just earned 12 Success Club points, and she didn't do anything in March yet. So your Success Club points for that month will go very high. Anyways, and same thing, they're doing it again in March. So anyone you sign up in March, you're gonna get retention points for April. And I think the ones from February count. I didn't read that actually, I should go back and look. But it goes from February to April for retention points. And then that's for all new coaches and new customers. So it can't be someone who signed up in January. It has to be someone who signs up February. And then another new thing that I thought Tiff would really like, and anyone else who's into meditations, there's a sample one. So they now have a sample meditation. It's the unstress one, and it comes out February 1st. So you can send out or add that sample meditation to your sample stuff that you send out for free.
Already
started free. Pardon?
I was saying I was already typing yay before you said I would be excited.
Yeah, so next time you do a meditation, be like, do you want to try a free unstressed meditation? Because we have one now. Promo codes. So anyone who's registered for Team Cup, you will be emailed, I'm assuming tomorrow. Yeah, they'll come in your email. So it's $10 off in the States and $12 off in Canada. I just wrote the $12 Canada one, but I'm saying $10 for my Americans on this call. So $10 off, and you get that for 3 people. So essentially that's your Success Club that you want to hit next month. So your goal is to get rid of 3 promo codes. And Kirsten Crow on her stories advertised it yesterday. She's like, just so you know, February 1st, we're getting 3 promo codes, first come, first serve. So definitely feel free to do that. And then anyone who was like interested this month, be like, hey, like I'm getting 3 promo codes starting on February 1st, first come, first serve, but I wanted to offer it to you first since we were chatting this past month. So just communicate that, or be like, hey, I know you were on the fence about joining. I just wanted to let you know I got 3 promo codes and I'm saving one for you if you wanted to use it this week, kind of thing. Tiff, I think you get more if you use them all too. Very likely. I didn't read that quite in my Diamond Insider, but it's probably very probable. Okay, last thing that I wanted to show you in the coach office. So number 1, so you're in your coach office and they have all that breaking news stuff. Up in the top there, it says new digital Success Club system business activity tracker. Basically, the company took this and made it digital. So you no longer need like paper pencil and to copy a new one every week. It's digital, it's stored, it keeps the information for you. So if you click on that, it'll take you to this, like the FAQ screen. Number 2 tells you a bit about it, but if you click that blue business activity tracker link, it'll take you to the activity tracker. And this is what it looks like. I just opened it today. So It shows you where you're at for success bullet points. And then when you go to your dashboard and click each day, you can scroll down and basically everything that's on this tracker is on here, but better. So you can track it. So either way, they both work, paper pencil version, online version, but that's the new tracker app. And it says beta in the corner because they're still working on it, still changing it, still making it better. So don't get too frustrated right off the bat if you're like, this part of it is stupid. I'm sure they're gonna be fixing it. It's like when bod groups first opened up, right? Yeah, that is all that I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. And I hope that that wasn't too much at one time. And I hope it was helpful too. So feel free to unmute and chat, ask questions, say what you need to say.
I feel like it was very helpful and my brain feels very like, it's like Summit where I'm just like, oh my God, all these things, I want to do it all, but how do I, yeah. So I need to like chill.
Again, pick your 2 things. So like, these are the 2 things I have to work on. But again, I have so much more. It's insane. So I'll be coming at you probably pretty regularly to empty my brain of all this stuff. But that's like,
I feel like I like want to like have a one-on-one call with you to like chat in some more specifics. So
yeah, which is totally cool.
Sam, will you post the like the recording, and also can you post the PDF that you made for this? I want to like keep these notes to look back on because I did a lot of writing, but I definitely didn't get it all. And I think I might just honestly print this because it's so well articulated.
Sure. Yeah, that works. I like just had my notes beside me. I was like typing from my notes onto here. So that works very well.
I also have a question.
Yeah. Oh, there, I found it. So I should have put this on here. Remember when I said they have nutrition stuff that you can go learn about products? So it's in the Beachbody Champions page. No, it's not. There's something else under there. Hold on. So it's in the Grow My Business. So when you're in your office and you click Grow My Business, go to Product Toolkits, and then you can find product sheets, which are shareable materials that you can send out. And then all the videos, like the Darren Orlean new videos with Shaco, and they've created some other new videos. Like you've probably seen some commercially ones after your workouts and stuff. But they're in the Beachbody On Demand Nutrition Center underneath edutainment videos. Something like that. Edutainment, I tried to spell it out. Anyway, so yeah, you can find product information there. Again, don't overwhelm you, but if you need to learn about things, that's where you go. And then also the Beachbody Champions page under units. They have some coaches talking, like actual videos about products. Eek!
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so that was like so helpful. Again, I was like taking all of the notes. It was so good. And you guys have such an incredible team. Like you guys, like all of you guys on this call, like you guys are runners and I love it. And my question for you, Sam, is did you have like a shift in your business or like a specific shift in your mindset or something that allowed you to have the team that you have? Or was it kind of just your consistency over the past couple years of like knowing I'm going to find my people and I'm going to find my runners, if that makes sense?
A little bit of both. I think you don't become a leader until you have the right people to lead, if that makes sense. Like I probably stayed small longer than I should have, but I did that because I didn't have to lead. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're forced to step up, you do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combo of both. Like I was experienced enough that I was ready, but then it wasn't until I had people asking questions and people like looking up to me that I was like, oh shit, I'm a leader now. If that makes sense. And then once you have that realization, you learn and grow even more. But I feel like it's also, you attract the people that you're looking, like what you focus on expands. So I think once you start focusing on, okay, I'm ready to build a team, you'll start doing the things that allow you to build a team. And it's always Summit. It's always, you come back from Summit and you're like, next year I'm coming back with as many people as possible because everyone should do this. And then you kind of leave that event attracting, like really working on attracting a team. But
that makes sense. I need to go to Summit. Like, I'm so excited, but you guys are doing so good. Like, you guys have such an awesome team.
aw, thanks, Celine. We love you. You're part of the team.
That's true.
You're right here with us.
Oh my gosh, yes. I love working with all of you. Oh, I talk to you guys like literally every single day. I talk to like one of you guys.
Yeah. And then I will do like a little training on some compensation stuff, but I still have to dive more into that. It's so still confusing. Money is not my thing. Like understanding all that, but I have a good understanding of it, but I'm just going to do more research before I come educate you guys. Thanks, Sam. That was a good one. Thanks, Alex. Or no, I'm trying to get you into your nickname and I keep forgetting it. Hold on. Accra. Woo! Sorry. She's like, wow, you're so lame. I know. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So I think your big takeaways is like getting your new coaches success from the beginning. That's one of my takeaways anyways. Anyone you sign up. You're a coach now? Sweet. Discount coach? Sweet. You can refer a friend, you know.
I like making diamond seem so big and scary because I think it's just like that's what I think that's what scares most, or like that's what makes it seem so hard to work towards because you're like, oh, diamond's the big goal, and it's just like it actually when you break it down and you're like it's 12 people, it's like that's not that hard. Like it is, like it takes time, but it's not hard. It's like you literally, I'm talking to Shelly and like our team cup team, and I was like, literally Shelly came into our group chat and like it just, she was talking about like what exactly is emeralds again, and I'm like, it's just amazing that you're a diamond coach and you literally are a diamond coach because you just did the things, you didn't overcomplicate it, you weren't like, what is this, how do I do that, you just literally showed up and shared your story and genuinely loved the products, and that's our job, and you're a diamond coach because of that. So I think just that's a true example of like if you just show up, you're sharing, you're loving what you're doing, and you're attracting those people, like you're just helping people every month. That's all it is. And that's where I think that's the better way to look at it, is just you're just doing the things that you're supposed to do as a coach. And if you're not doing those things, then you're a hobby coach, or you're, you know, and like just kind of looking at it like that, I guess.
Well, they said too, it's the systems, like it's, you have to give them the steps. So it's like anytime you sign up a new coach, help them sign someone up, but you're not saying like help them hit emerald. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like help them hit emerald, help them like hit that rank. It's like, no, like any coach you have sign up, remind them that they can also sign people up and that they'll get $50 from it, and that they have they have a promo code in their email. Like you just make it a no-brainer that when you sign someone up, just let them know that they can also sign someone up. And then like, and so many top coaches do that. It's just like, what happens? You're a coach now. All right. You have a promo code. If you want to go sign someone up, feel free. Like, but I almost feel like we don't even tell them that, because it's like, oh, then you're a coach. Like then you got to like be a business builder. And it's like, no, like they could just sign up 2 people and that's it for their entire life. But if those were 2 people and you're doing that constantly, you're going to always have emeralds. Do you know what I mean?
And I like even today voice noted someone because she was like, I can't afford it right now, but I really want to. And I was just like, you know what's really cool is that if you had 2 friends that wanted to do this with you, you could actually like pay for your challenge pack. Is that something that you would, you know, just, and I never have really done that because I always thought, oh, that's just me like trying to, you kind of get that like, am I being gross by saying that? But I'm like, no, it's actually a way better way to think about it, because some people would be like, oh yeah, like I would have a few friends that maybe would want this too. So once in a while, obviously not for maybe everybody, but like I got a vibe. If you get a vibe from someone, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm gonna, anyways.
Yeah.
The whole other thing. But I just,
And again, confidence in that stuff, that's what leads to it. So.
All
right. Anyone else? Questions, comments? How can I help? Anything?
Once you stop recording, I have something.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording then. Bye everyone.